Hey guys, welcome back for a new video. As you guys can tell from the title, today I want to talk about something that might be a bit strange, but that kind of relates to the internet. So, the internet is the internet. We see loads of exposed videos all the time because, well, the internet is the internet. And today I want to ask you guys the question, what do you guys think is more important between consequence or the intent? So, I'm going to give examples that are not internet related, which will probably make it simpler for you guys to take a decision based on that. So, if you think that consequence is more important, I would agree in a case where, for example, you're driving down a highway that you've known all your life. You're a bit over the speed limit because you know this highway and there's no one else on this highway. So you're a bit over the speed limit and I don't know, something happens, you lose the control of the car and you hit a bus stop and you kill a kid. Now, of course the intention was not to kill a kid, but you're still in the wrong because you were just a bit over the speed limit even though you had no intention of killing the kid. So the consequence here for me matters most. But on the other hand, let's have another example where I think intent matters more. For example, you plan on killing a bunch of people in the airport and security catches you before you can actually do it. Now for me, you're still a criminal because you wanted to. So intent matters more than consequence because here the consequence is none since you got stopped before you could actually do anything. So yeah, these are two ways of judging the morality of an action, whether good or bad. Now the thing is with these exposed videos is usually the way I see it is people trying to infer the intent based on the consequences. So you see the consequences of an action and then you're gonna be like, oh, of course, from these consequences, this is the intent. Where in fact, well, you don't really know and there's really no way of knowing for sure. So this kind of pisses me off. Let's take for example, Onision. I know this guy's been in the middle of so much drama because the internet is the internet and that guy is just the way he is. And there was this bunch of controversy because he rates girls or whatever. I understand why people would be like, oh man, this is sketchy as fuck and he's some sort of crazed out pedophile. And I also watched his video explaining his side of the story and I must say, from my point of view, my perspective, his intent is not bad. Perhaps it did have bad consequences or maybe it didn't even have any bad consequences. Just people imagining consequences and then imagining intent behind these consequences. Or more imagining things that could possibly happen because I don't know if anyone actually came forth saying oh man, he rated my picture and I'm so damn uncomfortable. I mean, people are going and posting them and if he says what he says is true, then his intent is just to answer their questions because what they're doing is it's pretty much asking him for an opinion on their bodies or whatever, and if they're asking a question, his intent is simply to answer the question and help them or whatever if they deem that this is helpful to them. So in this case, for me, there's no wrong intent. I have no clue about the consequences because I don't spend my life looking at those videos. I honestly think that for an action to be judged fairly, you have to take into account both intent and consequence, depending on the nature of the action. I mean, for me, they're both as important as I explained in the examples I gave in the beginning of the video. And in these exposed videos, I just feel a lot like people just inventing crap. You can't infer an intent from a consequence. It's not cause and effect is pretty direct, but in this case, for the consequences, choices and everything that people make, cause and effect is not that direct. You can't really look at a consequence and be like, oh, of course, this has to be the intent. For me, it doesn't work like that. And the internet will be the internet and will keep on doing so, but at least now I have given my opinion and I would love it if you guys could leave yours in the comments down below. Subscribe if you enjoyed, leave a like if you enjoyed it. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.